Welcome to Series Though Podcast. I'm your host, Ron. Each week, we'll dive into topics that matter to you, whether it's harnessing your tech, hacking your habits, or just making sense of the world around you. Series Though. Let's dive in.
You ever buy something, maybe something a bit flashy, a new gadget, whatever, and you feel great for like a day, and then poof, it's just gone. That excitement. I mean, I once bought this smart water bottle. Ridiculous.
Right. What did it even do?
Honestly, it just reminded me I was thirsty, which, I kind of figure out on my own. We're spending like $200 just to show off, and then a week later you barely remember it.
It's a very common feeling, that sort of buyer's remorse almost, or maybe just the fizzle.
Exactly, the fizzle. So today we're diving deep into this whole thing, materialism. We've got some great research and reports you've brought along.
Yeah, there's some fascinating stuff out there.
We want to unpack what it really means, look at the effects, some might surprise you, figure out why it's everywhere, and crucially, get into some real practical ways to handle it, based on actual studies and, what we see happening.
Sounds good.
Okay, so let's get into it. When does chasing stuff stop being, fun and start feeling a bit silly? So to start, maybe we should pin down what we mean by materialism. In psychology, how's it defined?
Right. So fundamentally, it's about priorities. It's the extent to which people really value acquiring things, physical possessions, maybe over experiences, or relationships.
Okay. So it's about where you place your bets for happiness, sort of.
Exactly. And often with high materialism, there's this underlying thought process like, okay, I'll finally be happy when
Now I get the bigger house.
Right. Or the faster car, the newest phone, whatever it is. It's always looking ahead to the next acquisition, hoping that will be the thing that delivers, inner peace or fulfillment.
It sounds like a trap already. What does the actual data say? You mentioned some studies. What's the link between all this stuff and actual happiness?
Well, it's pretty stark, actually. When you look at the research, there was a big review mentioned by the American Psychological Association back in 2020. It consistently shows this pattern. Higher materialism tends to correlate with lower life satisfaction. Something like a correlation coefficient around minus 0.15, which is significant in these kinds of studies.
Wow. So wanting stuff more actually makes you less happy.
Often, yeah. And it often goes hand in hand with more anxiety, more depression. It seems the more you chase happiness through things, the less actual fulfillment you find. It's quite the paradox.
Okay, so that really makes you think, doesn't it? What does that mean for your own sense of happiness day to day?
Precisely.
So we've got the definition, the sort of psychological downside. But let's talk real world. How does this materialism thing actually, show up like in our lives? You hear about flex culture.
Oh, yeah. Flex culture. It's everywhere, isn't it? You see these like ridiculously expensive designer gifts for Valentine's Day splashed online.
Or those massive anniversary trips.
Exactly. But then maybe behind the scenes, you hear about couples arguing over splitting, a $20 pizza bill. It's like the performance of wealth becomes the focus, maybe more than the relationship itself.
That's a good point. Or think about jobs, the job title race. We all probably know someone, right? Their whole identity is wrapped up in being the chief growth officer or whatever. And then someone else gets a title that sounds maybe a tiny bit fancier, like COO, and suddenly they feel less than, just because of a label. It's this constant comparison.
It's exhausting. And online. Forget about it. It's amplified like crazy. People posting their brand new giant TV, the fancy watch.
Their perfect smoothie bowl.
Right. Meanwhile, most of us are just trying to remember if we brush our teeth. It creates this background hum of, I need more, I need better.
But here's where it gets really fascinating. Based on that research you mentioned earlier, the Kahneman and Deaton study from 2010.
Yeah, the PNAS paper. Seminal work.
It found that, more money does boost happiness, but only up to a point. Around, $75,000 a year back then?
Yeah, roughly that threshold. It varies a bit, obviously, but the principle holds.
And beyond that point, more money and presumably more stuff you can buy with it, it basically had zero impact on people's day-to-day mood. Their actual emotional well-being didn't really budge.
That's the killer finding. It decouples income from daily happiness after a certain level of comfort and security is met.
So if more stuff doesn't actually make us happier beyond that point, why are we all still chasing it so hard? What's going on?
That is the $1,000,000 question, isn't it?
Right.
Or maybe the $75,000 question. It feels almost unavoidable sometimes, baked into modern life.
How so?
Well, a huge factor is just plain old social comparison. keeping up with the Joneses. But now the Joneses are like everyone on your Instagram feed.
Right.
There was a Nielsen report, I think from 2022, that said something like 68% of consumers admitted buying stuff just to keep up with friends or influencers.
68%, that's huge. You see something, you feel you're missing out, and suddenly you need it too.
Exactly. And the tech platforms, well, they kind of feed into this, don't they?
Oh, totally. Social media algorithms love it when you show off new stuff. You get likes, comments, follows.
Little dopamine hits, your brain gets a reward. Feels good for a second.
But it's so fleeting, right?
Absolutely. Which brings us to another key idea, the hedonic treadmill.
Okay, explain that one.
It's basically our amazing, but sometimes frustrating, ability to adapt. That shiny new car, that amazing gadget. After a little while, it just becomes normal.
It's just your car.
Right. The thrill wears off incredibly fast. Think about someone saving up for ages for, say, a designer handbag. The first week, maybe they're ecstatic. A month later, it's just the bag they carry their keys in.
Yesterday's big splurge is today's everyday item.
Precisely. So the baseline resets and you start looking for the next thing to give you that temporary boost. It's a treadmill because you keep running, but you don't actually get anywhere permanently, happiness-wise.
Man, so it makes you really question, okay, when I feel that urge to buy something new, what's really driving it? Is it a genuine need, or is it this treadmill effect or social pressure or something else?
That's the crucial self-reflection piece right there.
Okay, so it can feel a bit bleak, this treadmill, this comparison game, but we're about solutions here. What can people actually do? How do you step off or at least slow down the treadmill?
Right. It's not about becoming an ascetic monk overnight. It's about small shifts, recalibrating things. We've got 3 concrete strategies people can try.
Okay, lay them on us. What's number 1?
Number 1, schedule a joy date.
A joy date. What's that?
It's deliberately planning one low-cost or even free experience each week. Something you actually enjoy.
Like what?
Could be anything. Coffee with a friend you haven't seen, a walk in the park really paying attention, visiting a local library or museum, going to a free community concert.
Okay, so focusing on doing something, not buying something.
Exactly. The key is these experiences tend to build lasting memories and contribute to well-being in a way that, well, another gadget probably won't. Memories stick around longer than the novelty of stuff.
I like that. Joy date. Okay, what's number 2?
Number 2, try a gratitude snapshot.
Gratitude snapshot.
Okay, super simple. Each night, just before bed or whenever it works, take literally 30 seconds to write down one non-material win or positive thing from your day.
Non-material, so not, I got a great deal on shoes.
Right, more like, had a really good conversation with my sister, or finally finished that tricky report at work, or even just, I really savored my morning coffee today.
Ah, okay, so it shifts your focus.
Precisely. It trains your brain to notice and appreciate the good stuff that's already there, the things that aren't about acquisition.
Yeah.
It counteracts that feeling of lack.
Makes sense. Simple, but probably powerful. And number 3.
Number 3, unfollow and unplug.
Ooh, a social media cleanse.
Sort of. Be intentional about it. Scroll through your Instagram, your TikTok, whatever you use. Identify maybe 5 accounts that consistently trigger that, ooh, I want that, or my life isn't as good as theirs feeling.
We all have those accounts, don't we?
We do. And then just mute them or unfollow them altogether.
Take back the control.
Exactly. Reclaim some of that mental real estate that's currently being occupied by comparisons and manufactured desire. It's surprising how much calmer your mind can feel.
Joy date, gratitude snapshot, unfollow and unplug. Those feel doable. They're not asking you to change your whole life tomorrow.
Not at all. They're small steps, low cost, low effort, but they're designed to gently retrain your brain. Shift those cravings away from just more stuff towards more meaning, more connection, more experience, building slightly different mental habits.
Right. Okay, and you mentioned a bonus tip, a little trick.
Yeah, just a quick mental check you can do right before you buy something, especially something you might not use all that often.
Okay, I'm ready. What is it?
Before you hit buy or walk up to the cashier, just ask yourself this one question. Can I borrow it, DIY it, or maybe trade something I already own for it?
Borrow, DIY, or trade?
Think about it. That fancy kitchen gadget you need for one specific recipe. Maybe a neighbor has one. That tool for a weekend project. Check a local tool library or ask a friend.
Or could you make a version of it yourself?
Sometimes. And honestly, there's a real satisfaction, a kind of pride that comes from being resourceful like that, finding a clever workaround instead of just instantly buying. It feels good.
That's a great little mental interrupt. Borrow, DIY, trade. I like it.
Yeah, give it a shot.
So we've covered a lot of ground here. We've defined materialism, looked at the psychological effects, seen how it plays out everywhere, understood why it's so sticky.
The treadmill, the comparisons.
Yeah. And then we got into some really practical ways to push back a little, to focus more on experiences, gratitude, and being resourceful.
It really boils down to shifting the focus, doesn't it? From valuing possessions maybe above all else to consciously prioritizing experiences, connections, relationships, things that tend to deliver more lasting fulfillment.
It's a subtle shift, like you said, but potentially a really powerful one, moving away from that constant external chase.
And appreciating more of what's internal or relational, what truly nourishes you.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, here's something for you, the listener, to maybe chew on.
A final thought.
Yeah. What overlooked joys, what possibilities might actually open up in your life if you made a conscious effort to prioritize connection, meaningful experiences, maybe that resourcefulness we talked about, over just constantly chasing the next purchase? What might you actually gain? Or maybe what might you rediscover about the life you already have that perhaps you haven't fully noticed before? Something to think about.
And there we have it. Another episode of Serious Though Podcast in the books. I'm your host, Ron. Hope it added some value, laughs, or maybe just a good distraction to your day. To keep the good times rolling, please subscribe or follow the podcast right here where you listen. You can also find me at Serious Though Podcast on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Help the show grow by sharing it just with one person. Easy, right? Seriously though, thank you for your support. It means the world. Catch you next Friday.